An American Werewolf in London. It's one of our favorite movies. We've probably discussed it, 100 times.
On a podcast.
Well, on a podcast, yes, easily. But just on our own, probably 100 times at this point.
It's by far the best werewolf movie ever made.
And possibly the best horror film of the 1980s, could be argued. Could be.
Special effects taking things to another level, so it's
Absolutely.
well remembered for the special effects in it.
Mm-hmm. So, American Werewolf in London was released in 1981. It was written and directed by John Landis, who had previously directed The Blues Brothers and Animal House and a few other
Thriller
movies. The Thriller video came after.
Oh.
Yeah,
because how we got the job.
Right, it's how he got the job. Yeah. He worked as a gopher. He worked as a gopher on Kelly's Heroes in Yugoslavia in the late 1960s, and he witnessed a gypsy burial. And you notice they were doing all these strange rituals in order to prevent the body from rising again. And he started thinking about movies about the undead, and that's what kind of led to the beginning of An American Werewolf in London, the germination of the idea. So the movie stars David Naughton, Griffin Dunn, Jenny Agutter, and in a very small role, one of my favorite people ever, Rick Mayall, is in it. It's about two American college students on a backpacking trip in northern England, I think Yorkshire in particular, who get attacked on the moors by a werewolf. One gets killed, becomes the undead. One survives, becomes the titular werewolf.
It's a horrifying scene.
Oh, the Griffin Dunn really sells that.
If you don't like blood, turn away right now.
No, it's pretty gory. So it's actually a mixture of horror and comedy, which was kind of unusual. There's been plenty of that since, and it's been done really, really well. But this was really among the first movies to really...
And it's supposed to meant to be funny. It's supposed to be
It's supposed to be both funny and frightening.
So it's not like a 60s movie where it was supposed to be serious, but it comes off as being funny.
No. It was intentionally
funny at parts.
It's funny at parts and scary at parts, and does both successfully. If you haven't seen it, you really, really should.
Oh, if you're a horror fan and you haven't seen American Werewolf in London, pause us to make sure you come back and go and watch American Werewolf.
Go watch American Werewolf in London.
Great movie.
One last piece of trivia about the movie: it was the very first movie to win an Oscar for best makeup effects, given to Rick Baker, and that was what kind of kicked off the super rock star special effects guy. You know, that's when we started to notice people like Tom Savini, Rick Baker, Rob Bottin.
They started to actually be known as opposed to the guy in the background who no one ever
and most of the time you never really thought about it unless, but that was when our generation anyway started to really get into special effects people and stuff like that. And there are some toys made for this movie.
Not many. Not nearly as many as there should be, but there are some toys.
And they're all recent.
They're all very recent. Nothing came out.
Building on the cult popularity.
Yes, nothing came out when the movie was first released back in 1980, if I remember correctly.
Because there's no way you'd release toys for that movie. It's nudity, violence.
And that's a problem that we had when we were younger. Me and Brian grew up in the 1970s, early 1980s. And when you had a horror movie come out, you didn't get anything to go along with it. The first one to really have it, which is really strange, is Alien. Alien had this big alien figure.
12-inch figure.
It was terrifying, and we'll actually do an episode on that. I got it as a Christmas gift once. My mom took it away and hid it. So
I got it, but I kept it.
I was not allowed to have it. I have no idea where it ended up.
You know where mine ended up?
Where?
I sold mine at a garage sale in the mid-'80s for about $3.
That's a womp womp sound.
I didn't know.
So we didn't get anything in the 1980s for that. Now we have some stuff, but not nearly as much as we should. Funko produced a mini Kessler wolf. Kessler was the name of the American who gets bit and turns into a werewolf, played by
David Kessler.
David Kessler, played by who?
David Naughton.
Played by David Naughton, who's famous for
the Dr. Pepper commercial.
He's a very famous Dr. Pepper commercial. So let's listen to his commercial right now.
I drink Dr. Pepper, don't you know? And the taste is making peppers everywhere I go. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, we're a pepper. What's a pepper? Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? The taste is gonna knock you out. The more you drink, the more you shout. I'm a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Be a pepper.
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
And actually he was also in Hot Dog the movie, which is really funny.
I saw that recently, actually. Also available from Soda Toys. There's a scene in the movie where he has a dream and there's these nightmare Nazi demons, and they're werewolves, and they attack his family. They attack his little sister. They attack his mother and father. Those three characters become the most popular as in regards to making figures. So
very controversial scene, by the way.
It was disturbing.
Yeah.
We'll watch a little bit of it as we talk about it. The Nightmare Demons. There's 2 separate kinds of these from Soto Toys, but they come with 3 different heads. So there's one demon with one head and a demon with another. So actually there's like a mix and match kind of thing. So you'd have to buy 3 to make all 3 demons if you wanted to.
Right, if you wanted to have all 3 together.
Yeah.
Well, you know the demon who actually slits David's throat in the Nightmare? That's Rick Baker in that mask.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the special effects
guy. Yeah.
Along with the Soto Toys, we get some high-end toys. NECA makes a Kessler Wolf,
that is a cool looking figure.
It's actually very expensive right now, but is amazing looking. They also made the Nightmare Demons.
Yep.
One demon comes with all 3 heads. So again, you'd have to buy 3 to get all 3.
Yeah.
There is also from NECA a Toonie Terrors.
Which I really like this set.
It comes with Jack, who's the friend who gets killed in the attack by the werewolf, and the Kessler Wolf. The Kessler looks really good.
Right.
These nice detail for something that's cartoony.
Yeah, it looks great.
I actually thought at this point that they should do a American Werewolf in London cartoon, and it would just be Jack traveling around haunting people.
With the werewolf?
Yeah, with the werewolf haunting people.
The misadventures of the undead Jack.
And the highest of high-end Sideshow makes a Kessler Wolf as well.
Really nice figure.
Really nice, really expensive. Display purposes only. You're not letting your 5-year-old nephew play with your Kessler Wolf when
Yeah,
he
you
comes
wouldn't want
over.
that to happen.
Aside from those figures, there are some other things. There is from a company called Trick or Treat. There are some Halloween decorations that are specifically to American Werewolf in London. One of them is there's one scene where he has a nightmare and wakes up and he looks kind of like vampire-y.
Yes.
That's one of the
They
things.
make enamel pins of that too.
That's coming up next.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Thanks for ruining it.
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
There was 4 different decorations in there.
Yeah.
And they also made enamel pins with that David scary face and with Jack's half-eaten face.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough one.
And finally, I know I have some people out there who collect Halloween masks. We have a good friend of ours that has been collecting for many years. There are three Halloween masks. There's the Nightmare Demon, one of the Nazi werewolves. There's the regular Kessler werewolf, and there is a Jack werewolf.
You know, just to throw in here, there is actually, if you're in New York City, there is a Slaughtered Lamb pub here in New York City based on the pub that they go to at the beginning of the movie. I believe it is on 181 West 4th Street in Greenwich Village.
The address
I might have the address wrong, but it's in Greenwich Village here in New York. It is based on the pub in the movie, and it has a fake history on the website saying that it's like the cousin to that business.
And if
that didn't really exist.
You go there, you might get bitten by a werewolf. So who
never
knows?
know. No, you can't get because they have the pentagram on the wall.
Oh,
that keeps it
You
away.
can't go, if you leave there,
Right,
and you
yeah.
travel
You're
through the
fine.
moors, then
Just
you
stay there and
gonna
play
get
darts.
A bitten by a werewolf. So that's it. That's all there is for one of the greatest horror movies ever made. There's only like 10 different pieces of product, collectibles. We need more.
But there are things. I mean,
There's something
it's
which
better
is
than there
good.
being nothing.
Better than Terror Train because there's nothing. So there are certain things I think there should be
Train.
more. I think that Funko should have made a couple more. Funko should definitely have made a Jack pop figure. Would have looked spectacular. They could have. I don't really know if they
why
could have made the
weren't they-
Nazis, but they could have done some other things.
Why not? I mean, they could have.
And they should have made the nurse. That's my favorite character in the movie. So
Jenny Agutter.
yeah. If you haven't watched any of our other movies, please check out our.
Did you know there's an entire Facebook group devoted to Jenny
Yes,
Agutter?
I am a member.
Sorry.
Seriously, you're asking me after you did the podcast. Wait. Subscribe, like, check out our movie on the Warriors. We did a whole episode on the Collectibles, the Warriors. We will be doing any other movies. If there's a movie you would like to see us do, please suggest it. We love your comments. So comment on everything you see, like us, send us to a friend. We really appreciate you.
Until next time, collect what you love.
Love what you collect.
Thanks.
Bam.